Last video was getting kind of long, so I went ahead and stopped it. And so now in this video, let's talk about our transformation. Before module 2, we went over 4 different types of transformations with exponentials. And eventually when we get to logs, we're only going to be focusing on vertical and horizontal shifts. And so I'm going to have a vertical shift when I have my b to the x power, and then we have a k being added or subtracted outside of that exponent position. When that happens, when I have a plus k, that is going to move my graph up k units. And when I have a b to the x power and then minus k, again, not in that exponent position, that moves this graph down. So plus is up, minus is down. Those behave the way we would think. Then my horizontal shifts happen when I'm adding or subtracting something within that exponent position, right? So now that's within the function. And so if I have a plus h inside opposite, so plus we think of as going towards the right, towards all the positives, but that will move to the left. And then again, minus, we think of as going to the left towards all the negatives, but that moves to the right. So inside opposite, outside same. So example 4 says, use your knowledge of transformations and graph each function. If you need to, please pause. Because these are both 2 to the x, that is its key, most basic function. So I am starting there on my graph. So all I did was plot these points. I'm not going to connect them, but I started with my graph as if I had 2 to the x that hasn't been shifted up, down, left, and right. Okay, so pause the video and plot those ordered pairs again. And then here we go. So now that I have plotted those same ordered pairs from example 3, what does this plus 3 on the outside do? Well, plus 3, when it's not in that exponent position, that's going to move this graph up. So I'm going to take all of these points and I'm going to move them up 1, 2, 3 units. Up 1, 2, 3 units. And here is my graph. Now, just like with all of these points getting shifted up, it's also going to shift my horizontal asymptote also up 3 units. So instead of it being at y equals 0, now it is here at y equals 3. So when I connect these points in my red, I am not going to go over that horizontal asymptote. And this actually really bothers me. See how this kind of looks like it's bouncing up? I don't like that. I'm not going to count off for that if you do that in your graph, but and I did not fix it at all, but you don't really want that to kind of bounce up. You want it to just get closer and closer. So there is my graph. That is essentially this one right here, shifted up 3 units. Same thing here. Now I still have a plus 3, but now this plus 3 is in that exponent position. So it is this x plus h right here. So now this 3 is going to move this to the left 3 units. So I'm going to take all of these ordered pairs, which is again, these right here, and move them 1, 2, 3 units over to the left. Because I'm not moving this graph up or down, that means my horizontal asymptote is not changing. So it is still right here at y equals 0. So when we connect to these points, we are again not going over that x-axis.